Well, welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. On today's episode, we're just going to tell you all how amazing achievers you are and what being an achiever can do for your mental strength.
Achievement. Sounds like a Boy Scout thing.
You are quite an achiever.
Leave it to achiever.
People just don't use that word by itself. At least I've never heard it done.
No.
Lance, you're quite the achiever.
Here on Just These Guys You Know Today, find out about Lance and Mike's achievement aspirations.
Absolutely. Yep, the music just stopped, but the music continues.
In your heart.
It seems, yes, always in my mind, I got a song, and it seems that after weeks upon weeks of coming in here and sharing a little diddly of the song that's in my mind, I have a fan.
You have a fan.
I have a singular fan who has requested. So I wore my extra tight britches because this is the Michael Jackson version.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
Let me get my headphones on so I can hear this.
Yeah, when your part comes up, which I'm going to point at you, you're on.
Oh, okay.
All right? You are the backup. You are the
doo-wop group.
You're the 4 to the 5, and Michael's the 1.
Okay.
You're the 4 brothers. Here we go. He rocks in the treetops all day long, hopping and a-bopping and a-singing this song. All the little buddies on Jailbird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, 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 rockin' Robin.
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Rockin' Robin.
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
Oh, hold on. Blow rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
There we go.
I think I ruined it.
No, you did. It was great. There you go. And the request comes from none other than Robin. There you go. She must be rockin' Robin.
Aloha, Robin.
Aloha, Robin. So anyway, this whole idea of contentment.
Anyway, back to the show.
Yeah. Dawn and I were having a conversation here about, it's probably been a month ago now, where we were just sitting around being very thankful. We were thankful for the things that we have. We were thankful for our kids and how well they're doing, how healthy they are mentally. They're thriving. They have given us no reason to live in angst. Not really even seasons of it.
Sure.
Our kids are so much better than we were,
Right.
which is the goal.
Yeah.
As a parent, that's what you want. Doesn't always happen. You can be the best parent in the world, and it just doesn't happen for whatever reason. So what we were doing is we were sitting there appreciating everything, and we agreed that the main thing that we provided for them was just a structure and environment of being content, not always chasing the next thing. Now that can certainly sound like underachieving, but I think there's a reality to figuring out when enough is enough.
Right.
And how the goal is not to achieve things, it's to achieve this mental state of happiness, this mental state of joy, the fruit of the Spirit, but just establishing a foundation.
Dare I say peace?
Peace. There you go. That's the perfect word to use because we've always strived. Is it strived or is it strove? Whatever it is, what we were wanting
I'm a strover.
What we desired to achieve is this idea that we're going to keep drama out of the house.
Sure.
That's a big, big deal.
That's a big order.
Oh my gosh.
Tall order.
It's a very tall order because you got 4. So it's Dawn and I and Skylar and Savannah. We got 4 people in the house we all got our issues, but we're all in it for each other.
What? The pastor has issues?
Isn't that the craziest thing you ever heard? We got the fruit of the Spirit just flying around in the house. Yeah, we got issues. And there certainly have been times they bring up, here's some, it's good news, but it's good news from a backwards direction. They were talking, Savannah, when we were helping them move this last weekend, they just bought a house. Savannah, just out of the blue, she says, I'm trying to think of what brought it up, but she says, I remember the first time you ever dropped the F-bomb.
Really?
Yeah. And what I thought in my head was, the first time? So I said, well, how many have there been? And she said, I don't remember, but I remember the first time. And so I was like, well, I guess it's good that didn't like disappear into a flood of F-bombs.
Right.
That just became the norm.
Well, what I was thinking was she had to be older,
sure, to
be able to remember it. So, I mean, you made it a few years before you.
Or she just wasn't old enough to remember. And then we started talking about a time where Dawn and I were, Dawn had gone up to the movie theater window to see if there were any tickets available.
Mm-hmm.
Back when you used to go to the movies. Mm-hmm. Skylar and Savannah were in the back seat. She came up to the window. We had been in a little bit of a tiff. So I'm really, I guess, telling on myself on the fact that we had a lot of drama in our lives. No, but she knocked on the window, and out of my frustration, when she sat down next to me, I said, that was really loud on the window. You didn't need to knock on it that hard. She knocked on it because I had the door locked.
Sure.
And so she sat down, and I hit the windshield like that. Just a spider web. And I sat there and I thought, I am so strong. I got a punch. No, I was ashamed.
That's why the kids were so well behaved. They saw that.
Yeah, I got the fear of God in them. Yeah, no. But the idea here is that it's been isolated.
Sure.
We've done a really good job. I just, and Dawn gets most of the credit for this, of having a house that we didn't live overachieving, underachieving, but we achieved to where we could be content. We were safe. We've always had a roof over our heads. We're very blessed, to put it that way. You're blessed when you have achieved what will help you to be content. And that is exactly what Paul is doing for us when in the letter of Philippians, he talks about this idea of, listen, rejoice in the Lord always. He's wrapping up the book as it's charted in the 4th chapter. He says, rejoice in the Lord always. He says, again, I'll say, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. He goes on to talk about this idea of how you achieve peace. But then he continues on by saying, listen, I have learned to be content. As a matter of fact, I'll just pull it up because I want everybody to just kind of soak in this.
Well, and the crazy while you're doing that, crazy thing is I figured this out. I'm not the first, obviously, but 6-7 years ago, when we started this whole crash course thing, as I was reading Philippians, in chapter 4, he is laying out the model of cognitive behavioral therapy. This is CBT. This is what I studied. This is what I do with clients. Is what chapter 4 is cognitive behavioral therapy.
Philippians chapter 4.
Yes.
From the great therapist Paul. Who, isn't it amazing that God called someone who was a Hebrew of Hebrews to be the one to bring the Hebrews and the Gentiles together?
I got a trivia question for you.
Go ahead.
What was Paul's last name? I know it's Paul of Tarsus.
Right.
But I've always wondered, what is his last name?
What's Cher's last name?
Cher?
Mm-hmm. Bono.
Yeah.
She does actually have one. I think she still goes by that. But anyway, he says this. He says, I rejoice greatly in the Lord that you at last renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. So he's content, even though he fears that he may have some people that he has ministered to in the past that have kind of moved away from him, either mentally or whatever that be. And then he says this. He says, I'm not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. And this is so many people can quote Philippians 4:13. I can do all things in Christ who gives me strength. But the strength is mental.
Mm-hmm.
It's mental strength. There's nothing that he has said here that says you start, believing in God and lifting your prayers up to God, and you start living a content life, all your problems are going to go away.
Right.
He never says that. He says God can do it, but he says I've learned to be content in all situations because I have learned the power of living above the circumstances. They're still there, but I live above it because I have a higher power and I have a greater strength in me, and it's a mental strength.
Boom.
I don't know how it gets any better than that. That is such a gift. That's what it is. It's a gift. And that strength comes from the Spirit, which is, it is recognized through lives that are living examples of love, the fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and this whole idea we've been talking about, self-control. It starts between the ears,
Mm-hmm.
self-control.
And in that chapter, he gives you all the instructions how to do these things, and we gloss on, we ignore them. I think I mentioned a couple of times a couple of weeks ago. I sent you a video about mental string of be mentally tough,
Mm-hmm.
and the 8 minutes of why it's important to be mentally tough. They never tell you how.
Yep.
And I've done this before. I've pulled up videos from very famous pastors with 1 million hits, 2 million hits on their video about don't be anxious. They never tell you how to not be anxious.
Sure.
And Paul tells you, and they will even quote chapter 4, 6, and stop. Do not be anxious.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't finish the dang sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells you exactly how to approach all situations so that you, instead of being anxious, you are at peace.
Yeah.
Do not be anxious, but in all things with prayer and petition, turn your thanksgiving, turn your requests over to God, and a peace that surpasses all understanding shall come upon you.
Yeah.
And if you break all those words down and do what he said do, then you won't be anxious. You will be at peace.
Yeah, which at the time you will most likely say to yourself, it makes no sense. It makes no sense that I have this peace.
Right.
Because it's beyond understanding. It's not logical peace. It's peace that is illogical because it comes from God.
And I've saw that so many times when in my private practice with when working with people going through divorce and child custody battles and legal battles. They would come to me and they're, you can imagine if all this legal stuff's going down, if your job's in question, if you're, $30,000, $40,000 are flying out the door, if you can't see your kids, everybody's, half of everybody's hating you, and they walk in the door, they're just so destroyed and broken up and anxious and fearful. And we will work on, cognitive reframing. We will work on those basic skill sets, which secretly are in Philippians chapter 4. They're spelled out right there. And for the Christians that I worked with, when we got to that point where we're doing it, then I would bring this in and say, this is what you're doing. And now connect this psychological skill set to their walk with Jesus. So now that what they're doing when they do these cognitive reframes, they're actually following Paul's instruction, which develops their relationship with Jesus. And, it was 5-6 weeks for some, many, where they're walking in my office and I'm like, hey, how's it going? They're like, oh, it's good. And we'd have a conversation about the football game or, what was going on, at work or something. And I'll stop them. I'll say, do you notice what's happening here? They're like, what? And I'm like, you said you feel good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your situation has not changed one lick. You're still in the midst of the storm.
Yeah.
But you are at peace. And they will say, yeah, it's kind of strange that I feel this way now. And my friends or my mother. Sorry about that, folks. Get a little excited and carried away. But my friends will say to me, dude, I don't know how you're so calm. I would be going crazy. And I said, well, that's because you now have a peace that surpasses their understanding. Nobody can understand how you can be calm. And that's the promise. That's the peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yep. Well, and your physical world, again, won't be calm until your mind is calm. Calm the mind. So that's, again, going back to the great counselor of Mr. Paul. He says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things.
No, stop right there.
Yep.
That's cognitive reframing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's saying whatever is lovely or noble or worthy. Mm-hmm. All those adjectives weren't positive, like fun, excitement, cool.
Sure.
Stuff can be worthy and boring. Mm-hmm. Stuff can be worthy and hard work. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
He's telling you what to focus on mentally. You could focus on the fact that you're mowing your neighbor's lawn in 120-degree sun, getting sunburnt, or you could focus on the fact that you're helping thy neighbor go through a tough time. Whatever is worthy.
Yep.
Focus. Think on these things. Where are you going to put your mind? Mm-hmm. On the negative or on the positive?
Yep. What do you want? What are you looking for? Mm-hmm. And whatever you focus on, you're going to find.
Henry Ford said, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right.
You are right. Rockin' Robin.
Tweet, tweet.
That's noble. That's a noble song.
Is it?
Sure.
Okay. I'll say it's worthy.
Yeah, there you go. It's worthy. It is worthy.
And my effort was admirable.
There you go. Very admirable. Awesome. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Pastor Mike.
You all go out and have an amazing day.
Focus on what is worthy.
Week. Yes.
Noble. Excellent.
Trustworthy.
And thank you guys for tuning in this week. Mm-hmm. We will catch you next week.
Have an awesome week.